Recording this video coming up to close of trade Friday 30th of March 2012. Well, it's one of those days where I think I'm going to stick my neck out a little bit. I think that's it. I think we're over. I think we're heading down. 1.1 million contracts traded. Really weak kind of rally back up. We hit this kind of 1404 level. Can't seem to get through. For me, the best representation of what's going on is on the 81 minute chart. There are 5 bars in a day, 5 81-minute bars in a day chart, and this is this last kind of sequence that we've had kind of playing out into the 1420s. You can see exhaustion buying, bearish divergence kind of comes in, we get caught by support, and this was Monday's explosive kind of blow off activity, extremely high readings up here with an end of trend. We've come back under that kind of, we couldn't even get to 1410, we've hit kind of 1404 a couple of times, and bearish divergence kind of comes in really weak right on the zero line, coming up to resistance here on the 81-minute chart, and that's kind of how I feel this is kind of playing out. You can see it on the 40,500 tip bar chart, similar kind of activity. That left shoulder exhaustion buying flush pattern kind of comes off, and then this blow off activity on Monday, and then here are these kind of amateur up bars into the 1404 level here, got rejected overnight, kind of the same thing again. We kind of bounced a little bit, but today's activity, we're coming up to a cyclical resistance level on this chart. Blue professional bars kind of coming at the highs here, and you can see better momentum's really weak at this point here. So I think that's kind of it for the time being, which means these lows kind of around 90, 85 or so on are extremely kind of critical. I wonder if there's any news that'll come out over the weekend about whatever, Europe, so on. In terms of 44,500 tip bar chart, we had to make this pullback to end of trend sequence on this chart. So yesterday we bottomed, it was a reversal day, 11 a.m. kind of reversal, bang, and we shot off to the upside, came up to this 1404 level, which had been kind of key previously. Rambo patterns, and we sold off overnight. We had some news releases. We overshot the pullback level, but then we bounced at a flush pattern here, bounced up to this 1404 level again, and that's kind of dirty end of trend, and we're kind of rolling off there. In terms of day trading, it was actually quite nice. As usual, got out too early, but on the 1500 tip bar chart, you'd see overnight we'd had end of trend kind of go off here, and we were just playing around at the beginning of the day. We had a couple of news releases kind of come in. I got short here as soon as these blue professional bars were getting broken to the downside at 1402. Had to sit through this retrace, but the retrace was all being led by the amateur up bars here, and we knew this move wasn't over on the downside until we saw the blue professional bars come back in. So we had Rambo patterns here, really weak rally back, and then just kept on going. So the professionals that were getting short at the beginning of the day needed to pick back up at the bottom of the day. You can see kind of down here. So I had my 4-point target, moved it by ½ a point just because this blue professional bar kind of spiked down. So I got out here. It looked like it potentially was a double bottom, but we quickly made a kind of a spike low and then rallied from there. And at the end of the day, we've actually had quite a nice little pattern here, pullback to end of trend, exhaustion buying up here, bearish divergence, first bearish divergence kind of comes in, Rambo pattern, blue professional bars, right at the high there, bang, we've kind of sold off. That low of the day was actually a classic little setup on the 500 tip bar chart. So we were coming down. These are the tests back up that we had, series of those Rambo patterns and amateur bars kind of coming in here until we finally gave away, pull back to end of trend. Here's classic. So you got our exhaustion selling on the downside. We come back up, Rambo end of trend pattern down here with flush patterns kind of going off, Rambo pattern at the bottom, a little series of blue professional bars, and then we set off to the upside. And you know, we head on up until we start to see exhaustion buying, pull back to end of trend sequences and so on. And there we go, kind of just topping out. We've had our reversal for the day, so we're not going to see a strong downtrend. It's just going to be the end of that move. So there we go. Kind of interested to see what the commitment of traders numbers come out with. They're right on the zero line for the S&P futures, and crossing of zero lines a really important kind of break point. You know, we'll see what the other charts kind of show. On weekly charts on the bond markets, we're coming up to support levels. So if we see a sell-off in equities Monday, Tuesday, the money will rush back into bonds. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing on my charts. I'll take on my day trades, and it was just one trade for me today, and hope you traded well today. Looking forward to the weekend. Short 1402 even. Short 1402 even. Checking my stops and targets, and reason for getting short, just tad. I think just got a good PMI number. Blue professional down bar here, breaking the lows of this previous support on the 1500 tip bar chart. Pre-open we had pullback to end of trend, and this kind of selling activity, just a weak kind of test back up. And this is a support level on the 1500 tip bar chart. It's big reading on better momentum here, 45. So hopefully we'll break through this support that's just come up temporarily, kind of keep going. A couple of minutes later, just breaking down 1401s. We're both below support now on the 1500 tip bar chart. This last little push up, just amateur up bar, rainbow pattern, bouncing again. Now we've had exhaustion selling on 4500, but that shows just we're selling down here. We'll be caught by a support level here on 45. I'm hoping this ends up being a break below this support into pullback to end of trend move. Just sitting around this 1402 level. It's just 8:54 AM. We've got the consumer sentiment number coming out in a minute. Just had a little bit of a pushback up to 1403, but after amateur down bars here, so maybe should have just jumped out at 1402, but it's amateur up bars on 1500. Got cyclical resistance kind of coming off here. I just think we're early. Got to come down here, make bullish divergence before that pullback level kind of comes in. So, hoping for a little bit of fireworks in a minute. Okay, so it looks like we're coming back down a little bit. Resistance coming on the 1500 tip bar chart. Blue fractional bar here at 1404, but then we're breaking the lows of that. Here we go. So we got the energy kind of coming down, so hopefully we'll test through 1401 and kind of get going. We broke through 1401, just had a little bit of support pattern come in here, rainbow bars at the moment, but we got this swing down kind of to play out. So 98 is target, kind of down here, could get there, but looking for pullback to end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart to coincide with this support area kind of down here. Not seeing any blue fractional bars coming yet at all, so this is good. Let's keep going. Okay, we just tested back up a little bit here. Resistance coming on the 500 tip bar chart. Pullback's just gone off on 45 plus a bullish divergence, and so this could have been just a complex correction down, and this moves all rainbow patterns, expecting amateurs expecting a breakout below 1401. So just going to see if we do get a breakdown and go to end of trend here on 500, or whether the blue fractional bars, we had them kind of buying here possibly. If they buy back in this area and this holds, and then we'll reverse and go along, but let's just wait and see. Just tested the lows here. Rainbow patterns kind of came in amateur down bar, but if we're going to see a turnaround, we would see blue professional bars at the very least. So we've got this support in now. We've got cyclical resistance kind of coming on 1500. It's possible this isn't going to hold. We're just going to break down, but here we go. Just looking at this, that was an amateur little sequence here. So got a little bit of work to do on the 1500 tip bar chart. We could just go for some kind of exhaustion pattern down here, or bigger selling reading than this. So we're breaking down. Come on, we need to get through support, kind of just go for a little bit of run, pull back to end of trend. Let's see. On the 500 tip bar chart here, we've had these flush patterns kind of come in, but you can see this thing's kind of lining up. Got to see some kind of exhaustion selling signal kind of down here. So all this, here we go. We need to break this below support, go for a run. So just waiting for that. Come on. We've got the break down to 1400. No blue prefer. Here we go. Excellent. Okay, target's at 98. I want to get out because this pullback level's kind of gone off here. First blue professional bar could be just falling through the ice. Decent reading here. Got to see a decent reading on 1500 tip bar chart too. So let's see. Yeah, it's only 3000. This has got to go a little bit, so just keep going. We've got to see pullback to end of trend. Not going to move my target. Just not with this pullback level in. So let's see, 99s. Stuck here at 99.5. Got support kind of due on 15, but not seeing blue professional bars. So we've got first bullish divergence in. Just waiting and waiting. Just another drop through 98 and 99s to 98s, please. There we go. Just got within a quarter pointed target. Just moving my target to 98.50. Blue professional bars kind of coming here on the 1500 spike down. Got resistance going to print here. So let me just try and get. I know we could see pullback to end of trend, but I don't want to sit through that. Just hoping for another little just spike down. We're going into within a quarter point of the target. We're back up to 1400. So hopefully here it's kind of a bit of a breakdown level. Last time people will come in, kind of solid down again. Go back to those lows. Come on. This is what I hate. Just out 98.50. 3.5. We've just gone to 98.25. Probably go, pull back to end of trend. Probably go to 98, but the original target. But that's fine. There's a risk of a bit of a double bottom here. And because it's pullback and an uptrend on 45, the 98s went. Never mind. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Just to be out into a little bit of chop. What is it? 9:34 a.m. So it's the market this year. It's just been a lot slower. Been in trades a lot longer. Anyway, and we're getting a little bit of a bounce. There we go. Excellent. Out Friday, done for the day. 4 minutes the end of trend. A couple of minutes later, the end of trend on the 500 just went off down here at 97s. Another blue professional bar coming on 15. So I should have finished my entry a little bit more when I saw this kind of playing out. But that's sometimes little double bottom here, and I'm just kind of conscious of this trade. Surprised not had a exhaustion selling signal kind of down here for a pro signal exit, but I don't know, it's about the right place to see some kind of reversal and kind of go the other way, but not going to do it, not going to trade anymore today. But that's where the end of trend kind of went off.